Hi, hello. Um, we need to find some time for ourselves to take care of our own needs, to be spiritual, to meditate. And I'm a Vipassana meditator. If you are on this channel for even some time, you will know that. But sometimes we don't find time. So I have done a detailed video on how to go about meditation, how to go about self-care with respect to shortage on time. Okay. Today's video would be for those who have been into this practice of Vipassana or any other meditation. I will be taking the example of Vipassana because I'm familiar with that. If you have been regularly meditating and how to take your meditation to the next level, that I want to share some tips, some tricks, insights on to how you can do that in today's show. Okay. If you are a Vipassana meditator, we have our daily practice, we have our weekend retreats or weekend full day courses, we have 3-day courses, we have 10-day courses and so on. So my preference has always been on weekend courses along with regular practice. Whenever I used to go, like I stay in a place which is almost about half an hour to 45 minutes away from the weekend center where I go on Sundays for meditating. So what I used to do always was whenever I used to travel, I used to put a podcast in my car. So whenever there is a long travel, even when I go home, it's almost 1.5 hour away from my work. So I always used to put podcast and so on. But I realized whenever I used to go for meditation and whenever I used to put a podcast in my car, I could not focus completely. Because I realized my regular meditation is good, then what is the problem? Since it is from 8 to 1, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 5 hours, it should be intense, right? If I'm going away, then might as well give my best and focus. But that was not happening. Maybe something that I play in my car and immediately when I meditate, it's causing some disturbance. So I stopped doing that and my focus increased almost 3 times. Okay. Just yesterday, I'm filming this as on Monday morning. Yesterday I went for the weekend course and I focused like nobody's business. Okay. So this is something that I wish to say. It's what you do over there while meditating is important, but what you do outside that will make or break your practice during that time. And that is what I want to share, that if you are going to meditate, if you are going somewhere to meditate, avoid any kind of distractions during the travel and even while coming, because you are in that zone of deep bliss after meditation and you don't want to spoil that. Like usually my first instinct is to put on my phone once the meditation is over, and when I'm having lunch, put phone, check notification, because since morning I have not done that. So all that. But yesterday I didn't do that and I felt so much calmer and so much in control of my time. So that is what I want to share with you. So avoid distractions during travel. Which brings me to the next point also, to avoid or limit information intake. And what I mean by that is, we are living in an age where we are surrounded by constant information, and whether we like it or no, there is subconscious comparison going on. Whether you are on social media, for me it is social media, like specifically YouTube, because I'm a YouTuber and I keep checking other trends and updates and all that, and it takes time. After my PhD, I think YouTube is the one which consumes most of my time. If you are doing it for creating, that is fine, but consuming is something that will get in your way of practice. Okay, it has happened with me. I have seen that happening with others, and it really just drops your focus. So it's like a vicious cycle. How much you meditate, it will affect your daily life. But your meditation won't be able to take you to the next level if you are constantly surrounded with information. And when I mean by information, it is not textbooks or academic information. It is information which may or may not be relevant, but it is not needed. Do you understand? Like scrolling social media and all that. Your meditation affects your daily life, and your daily life will affect meditation. And this is something that I've experienced, and I thought I had to share it with you. Have you noticed something that whenever we are watching movie or whenever we are watching something interesting, we don't feel like changing positions? Okay, what I mean by changing position is that you are sitting in a place, you are watching something very interesting movie, a very romantic movie, or some movie which you like. You will be sitting there like this. But when it comes to meditation, in 10 seconds you feel like there are some aches, there are some pains. And why is that? Okay, that's what I want to address. Why is that? Because when you are watching TV or when you are watching something interesting which engages your mind, it does not act at reducing the sankharas. Okay, in Vipassana, sankharas mean whatever sanskars we have or whatever impressions that we have from several lifetimes that we have come. So that does not reduce. So there is no resistance basically. The content is getting forecasted to you, you are consuming it, and that's it. There is no action on you. You may remember the movie, it may leave an impression on you, but it will increase the sankharas. Do you understand? It is not doing anything to eradicate your sankharas. But when you are in meditation, or I should say when I'm in meditation, impurities are slowly rising from the depths of the minds to the surface. And when that happens, obviously there is a resistance. And this is what I say. If you feel like your body is paining, if you feel like you need to change position, can you hold for 10 seconds and then change it? Okay? Can you hold for 5 seconds and then change it? Do not act on that immediately. You just acknowledge it, it's happening. Wait for a moment and then change it. And change it with an awareness. Okay? What I used to do earlier was, I used to meditate, and whenever I used to feel like changing my position, I used to change. Like my leg is paining, I will twist my leg and sit. In that process, like when you go from head to toe in the process of Vipassana, in that process, I used to forget where I was. So having that awareness even while changing, it helps because it gets you centered and it helps you to focus. I have tried several other meditations, and with due respect, but these things have not come up in other meditations as it is in Vipassana. Awareness is the key. If you're feeling something, instead of acting on it, just pause it. I'm not saying eliminate it, I'm not saying eradicate it, I'm saying pause it for 5 seconds and then you slowly do that, slowly, with the awareness. Spirituality is not Olympics. Okay? It's not that if you do it for 2 hours per day, you attend weekend meditation, you attend 10-day courses, you do seva, you attend 20-day courses and so on, you will become the enlightened. It is not that. I personally feel the slower you walk, the faster you reach. Okay, and I will explain what it. All these things, participating, doing everything, and doing everything for Dhamma is fine. It's great and it's appreciated. But at the end of the day, how your mind works during meditation, that's important. What kind of focus you have. If you do 2 hours and you are dreaming about movies what you have watched yesterday, it makes no sense. Obviously there will be progress, but it makes no sense. Okay, so what I want to say is that obviously you have to go slow, and even if you are practicing daily, make sure that you are focused. Okay, focus is the key. It doesn't matter how many hours you sit. If you are not able to sit for 1 hour or 2 hours, sit for 15 minutes, sit for 30 minutes. It's not that God will get angry on you and He will curse you. Consistency and focus on quality is must. Okay, and it's above how many hours you sit and how many courses you do. When you are busy, instead of eliminating Dhamma completely, instead of eliminating things completely. Get even 5 minutes or 10 minutes, but be regular with it. Okay? And I know of people who have come to this path, like they had done the courses 10-15 years back, they could not practice, and now they come back, and now also they have resumed. But then you have lost so many years. If you are finding difficulty in motivation, what you can do is find support groups, and that is what I wish to stress on, because even my practice, it has become very strong after coming in touch with people who were at a different level of meditation. It's not earlier when I had started, I used to do 2 hours. 2 hours I used to do, but it used to make no sense because I used to get very distracted and I was not focused. And now I just do 1 hour, and it's the focus is next level. There is still a long way to go, and I need to convert 1 hour practice into 2 hours. But as of now, my schedule doesn't allow it. So I do 1 hour in the morning. It may not be the ideal schedule, but it works for me now. Instead of eliminating completely, I'm doing this. So do not eliminate completely. Tailor it as per your schedule, morning or evening. I do in morning because I feel it's morning my focus is the best, and in the evening sometimes I get into work and I tend to miss it. So tailoring what kind of schedule you want to follow. If you are doing one time, whether it's morning, evening, or what is the duration, you can adjust as per your schedule. Now what I'm saying may be absurd, but just think for some time. Lights went off, just bear with me for some time. Just take an example of a greenhouse. A greenhouse is where plants are grown and cultivated. Now, if you directly take the plant from greenhouse wherever and directly plant it, if you have kept something at a very low temperature, in a way where it is very vulnerable to insects and pests, and directly plant it, obviously it is a shock. There is something called as acclimatization, where plants are kept at a certain temperature just below the regular temperature, and then they are transferred to the outside world. And that is what metta does. If you don't do metta, it's like you are in a deep state, and now you have to face life which is full of all the insecurities, all the different stuff which is going on. It's like a shock. So what I used to do earlier was I used to skip metta. I used to just say, okay, fine, metta to all, metta to me, and I used to run. But it doesn't work that way. If you have to sustain the practice, metta is utmost important, and I would say it is as important as the main sadhana. Just because it is for 10 minutes does not mean it has lower position than the regular Vipassana. In fact, I would say it prepares you to face the outside world with much better consistency. Okay. Even God doesn't want me to stop this recording on Vipassana. Anyways, so that's what I want to say, that metta is important. Do not skip it. At least 10 minutes metta is a must. If you have to advance into the next level of Vipassana, there is no way but to focus on metta. Also, I wish to say that the daily anxieties and insecurities that you have, that needs to be taken care of. Of course, if you are meditating regularly, it will be taken care of like anything, because Vipassana is for that. It is for the liberation, but all these things will be taken care of. But if there are few things, there are few triggers that are triggering you, and it is affecting your meditation, then it will affect your daily life also. So what I'm trying to say is that whatever the triggers are, you need to address it and make sure that you are in a calm state while meditating. Meditation makes you calm, that is understood, but there could be few things specific to you, like anger, certain triggers, somebody said something that you have been working on since childhood, the traumas, the kind of situations that have gone through, that only you will know. I won't be able to give the examples. Okay, I know for myself certain things that got resolved in therapy. So if that is the case, then resolve it. Don't rely on Vipassana to resolve that thing. I'm a Vipassana meditator and I have seen the difference that it has got in my life. It will take you to places where you have never imagined, and it will open up the doors which you have never thought would open up. So also, if there are few things that are going on which are bothering you and something serious, also take external help. Don't push it on meditation. When you are starting, and even when you are an advanced Vipassana meditator, you should be in a place where it is comfortable for you to do Vipassana. Okay, and then as the process increases, then the uncomfortable feelings and all that will come out. When you are sitting, the headspace should be good. Okay, that's what I want to say. All these things I wanted to share in today's video, and I hope it has helped you in some way. I want to know how your daily practice is going. How many hours do you practice? What is the quality? Tell me in the comments. I would love to know. Till the next time. Bye.